Hey everyone, welcome back to my house. Today I will be reviewing the show that I put off for a very long time, and now I have no choice but to review it because the movie comes out this week, and that show is The Mandalorian. That's right, the show you guys have been waiting for months for me to review. I'm finally getting around to it, and yeah, I hope you guys will like and subscribe because I've dealt with watching this show and Boba Fett, which are both pretty mid, spoiler alert. So yeah, let me get into my review. And this should be a shorter video because I don't have much to say, and you guys will be getting the movie review this week too. So 2 videos this week. All right, today's video quote is, "For everything you gain, you lose something." Not sure how that's motivational, but yeah, I'm running out of these Clone Wars quotes, so I'm trying here. So this quote thing session is probably gonna be ended soon. All right, so on to the review. This is gonna have full spoilers for season 1 to season 3 of The Mandalorian. I won't be really breaking it up into seasons. I'll just be going over my overall thoughts. And as you guys seen from the intro, I have more negative stuff on it, so I'll probably just go over what 2 or 3 positives I have about the show, and then yeah, just all negatives after that. Because I really think this show is super overrated and glazed. Yeah, I think that segues perfectly into my next point, which is, yeah, this is like the main Star Wars show. Like when people talk about Star Wars and recent content, they just bring up The Mandalorian like it's the best thing ever, and that's like the best new Star Wars thing we have, because other than that we have like the sequels, but that's really not true. I know I'm a bit late to the party, but yeah, Maul came out, which is leagues better than Mandalorian, and I will have Andor better than Mandalorian. Like I feel like these are the two shows people should be talking about, and we're talking about Star Wars. I feel like those two shows best represent what Star Wars is about and how peak Star Wars can be, and definitely not The Mandalorian. So yeah, that probably played a major factor into this because the show was so glazed. I was expecting some masterpiece, especially as a big Star Wars fan, and I really do like the Mandalorian stuff in Clone Wars, but I was very disappointed with this show. So the main thing I just want to say about this show is that this show is a very safe show. Like, it's very beginner friendly. Anyone who has never watched a single Star Wars project can pick up the Mandalorian and probably enjoy it more than me. And I think that is why this show is so enjoyable for most people, is because it's so safe. You don't really have to get invested into any of these characters, and you can just like cool action sequences and flight scenes and ore farming and hype moments, which I believe is the best description for this show. And yeah, I just couldn't get too invested in it, which is my main negative for me personally, which could be a positive for someone else, I guess. Yeah, like especially Mandalorian's character, I just found him very mediocre. Like we had some stuff with his flashback and backstory, but that lasted very shortly. And I don't know, like I just did not find his character appealing at all. Like sure, the baby Yoga or Grogu stuff was cool. Yeah, he's becoming a softer person, but still has a hard edge to him. But like, I just didn't care for it. Like, I wish they did more interesting stuff with his character, which I'll get into more with the negatives, where I was pretty passionate about his characters, but then they kind of just dropped that arc, and then he's just the same mediocre, bland character for the rest of the 3 seasons, plus the Boba Fett episodes, if you want to count that too. But yeah, I'll get into some of that part into my negatives. For overall positives, I'm gonna try to stick with some positives somehow. I guess the show looks nice, like especially in season 1, it looks really good. Well, maybe not really, really good, but it's a good looking show at least, so that's a benefit. The fights are good. There's lots of good fight sequences, especially the space sequences. I really do like the fights. I think that's one of the main positives about it. It's definitely gonna be fun, and probably one of the most things I look forward to in the movie is just lots of cool, good fights with characters and stuff like that. Like I know there's probably gonna be like a cameo fest in that movie, but yeah, at least I have some cool, good fights and stuff like that. Any other positives? I mean, I guess the cameo fest, basically. Luke Skywalker, that plays a big role. So yeah, that helps a lot. That sequence was amazing. But yeah, positives definitely the cameo fest in season 2, because we had Boba Fett, we had Luke Skywalker, and we had Ahsoka, which all was so great. And especially the Luke cameo and Ahsoka, those are some of my favorite characters. And it was also nice to see Boba Fett, even though they massacred him in his own show. So check out my review there if you force yourself to watch Boba Fett for some reason. I'm not sure why you would watch that show, but if you want to see my review, that's right here on the channel. I mean, I really can't rank the season because they all feel the same amount of mid to me, but maybe I'm a little bit higher on season 2 because of Boba Fett, Ahsoka and Luke Skywalker, like those really made the season for me. Especially since like these are characters I actually care about and invested into, which I feel like is the Mandalorian's main problem. I'm not invested or care about any of these characters. So to be able to see characters I'm actually invested into, I feel like that was great. And season one has some also cool characters and stuff like that. But yeah, I could probably go either season one or season two. But honestly, it's all the same to me. I really don't care for the show much. But I guess if I had to, because I know everyone likes rankings, maybe I'll go 2, 1, and 3 last. Something like that. 2 and 1 are probably interchangeable, but like I said, cameos carry season 2 for me. I also will say one of my favorite arcs was well, I guess it wasn't an arc, but one of my favorite episodes is season 2, episode 7, where Mayfield like talks about all the bad stuff he did, and he has to quote like, "We all need to sleep at night," which was really good. And just seeing Mando take off his helmet and be able to willing to sacrifice his creed and whatever the cult stuff is basically with his character, like that was one of the moments I really like Mando. I thought we were gonna get some really interesting stuff with his character, because that was one of the moments I actually really did like Mando's character, because we got to see him actually like sacrifice something that meant a lot to him for Grogu. So we got to see how much he cares for Grogu, which yeah, we do get to see and stuff like that, but I feel like this is the biggest thing he has done for Grogu, and I feel like they kind of just take it away, because then in the Boba Fett show we just get him begging to join back to Creed. I thought they were going to use this opportunity to be like, the old ways don't really matter anymore. Like, we got to adapt and survive, because the old ways is what led us to where we are now, with like Mandalore being destroyed and like no Mandalorians around at all. But nope, they just let him join back to Creed, and yeah, he's back into the cult. And I'm sure, because I seen a clip in the movie, well, not a clip, but part of the trailer where he has his helmet off. So I generally don't know what they're going to do with that. If he's going to have to take it back to the Creed again, and he's just going to keep doing this every time he has to take off his helmet, like, I generally don't know. But if he does take off his helmet in the movie, I'm really going to be pissed. Especially since that was the entire arc of season 3, basically, was joining back his cult that he really betrayed for Grogu, because that's how much he cares for him. But yeah, I guess that's a mid storyline. Who wants to see people changing the ways of their people for centuries, or whatever, how long the Mandalorian people been? We just want to see the same cult going on and see the same problems repeating and repeating. That's way more of an interesting story and would make such a compelling character. So I think that's one of the main reasons why Mando getting his sideline in season 3 really didn't bother me. I know I've seen a lot of people complaining about him, but like, I generally don't care about his character. Like, this is how much I don't care about his character. Like, sure, it's his show or whatever, but if he's so boring, I don't care if we don't get to see him for like half a season. It really didn't bother me. I feel like he was in it plenty. And honestly, I found Bo-Katan more interesting than Mando at times during season 3, especially her character arc. And I really did enjoy her in Clone Wars and stuff like that. So maybe that's just me, but she did seem interesting. I wouldn't say she's like the best character ever, but it was definitely more interesting than Mando at times, especially with the whole cult thing that I just went over, which I did not like. And honestly, that's all I really got to say. I do have another little nitpick, but one of those nitpicks is that I hate Ahsoka's lightsaber design, or all the lightsabers, but this goes with like all the Star Wars shows. Like, I think Mandalorian is the first show I've seen with the bad lightsaber designs. They just feel so blocky, and they just don't even look like lightsabers. Like, I just despise it. Like, it makes the Luke cameo so much worse for me. Like, I seen someone say the Luke cameo is better than the Darth Vader hallway scene in Rogue One. I'm like, what are we even doing? Like how does that even possibly compare? I genuinely don't understand what people glaze in this show. Like, this is insane. First off, the lightsaber looks terrible, and sure, it's a cool sequence, but like the Rogue One Vader hallway scene, we're literally talking about the best Vader scene in all of Star Wars fiction. Like, this is insane, the amount of glaze this show gets. But yes, the Vader scene clears easily. It shouldn't even be up for a debate. Yeah, I guess one last benefit, which is also kind of a negative, was we had like a mini Andor episode, which was pretty cool, because we got to see some of the flaws within the New Republic, and how the Empire basically comes back, which is pretty cool. I think that was really cool to see, to be honest, because every new government's gonna have flaws and stuff like that, especially something as new as the New Republic. And getting to see those flaws were really cool. I just wish we got to see more of those flaws. And like Mando working for the New Republic or doing tasks for them, that's also sounds really cool. But yeah, I just wish we got to see more of that. And I feel like that's way more of an interesting storyline, which I know, I guess that's the point of Ahsoka, which I will have a review on soon. But I feel like we got more of that. That would have been cool too, because I feel like that's a way more interesting plot line than Mando and Grogu going on random side quests within the galaxy, and Mando trying to get forgiveness from his cult. So yeah, was just not interested in any of those plot lines. But even though I keep making jokes about the cult thing, but I do think it is really cool how they found a way to make all the different tribes come together, which is really cool. But it still kind of still makes no sense how they all have their different rules. I mean, I guess people are not gonna abandon the old ways, but I don't know. I think it would have been cool to see like a new uniformed type of tribe of the Mandalorians where it didn't have such strict rules, especially if Mando's not gonna follow those rules, especially like what we've seen from the movie. But yeah, that's a shorter video for you guys. So overall, my rating for the Mandalorian show, seasons 1 through 3, I would give it a 6.5 out of 10. Probably should be lower to like a 6, but I watched some other recent Star Wars shows, which I won't spoil, but they definitely showed me how bad a show could be. So Mandalorian definitely isn't that bad. It's just not for me. So I think a 6.5 is pretty good. Like, that's around She-Hulk range for me ish. So that seems pretty realistic, and it does have some good moments, but it really just isn't for me, and I just don't find any enjoyment. And I would actually like my show to have a plot, but some people don't really care about plots. So and that's for you, then I would recommend this show and you would probably like it. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll be seeing the movie later this week. I guess quick predictions. I doubt the movie will be higher than a 7 for me. If it's a 7.5 or higher, I'll be genuinely surprised. I think it will be the same quality as the show, so I'm expecting a 7, maybe just higher than the show because it will have a movie budget and make some cool action sequences and hopefully some really good cameos. So yeah, I hope it'll be fun, but it's the last Star Wars movie we've seen in a while since Rise of Skywalker, so I'm still gonna enjoy seeing the Star Wars movie in theaters. But yeah, it would be nice if we saw one with a actual plot. I'll have that video out for you guys later this week. I'll see you guys on the next one. Have a good one, y'all.